Hey guys and girls, in this video we're going to take a look at using Mobx in React Web as state management instead of using like a local state in a React component. We're going to use a store with Mobx. I'm just going to show an example of when I'm using Mobx. This is a page builder. I'm currently developing in React. As you can see, you can drag components out here. This is just a prototype, but it's under development. You can drag around items here and change layouts. Drag around, and you can delete components, and you can preview in desktop mode. You can preview in tablet, you can preview mobile, and build in mobile. And if you build here, you build in tablet. If you build here, you build for desktop. And I'm actually using Mobx in this application to as state management to save the data. So like when I'm dragging here, it updates my Mobx store with the new data. So Mobx basically keeps track of where everything is in the application, and the application observes the store, so it gets every update automatically immediately as it happens without any reloads or anything like that. But anyway, that's just an example of when you can use it. We're gonna start by creating a new React project. So go ahead and use the create React app command, and we can start call the application mob app. You know, this is a great example where you have many components and they're not like always child or parent components. They can be brother components or cousin components. You know, it's really hard to share data between them internally, locally. So you have to use some kind of state management like Mobx or React. And Mobx is basically a lot easier than Redux to use. There we go. Now we're gonna seed into the project we just created. We're gonna start by installing Mobx. I'm gonna save it to the package.json file. This might take a while, so just fast forward if you want to. Now that Mobx is installed, we're gonna use the Mobx React. npm install Mobx React, save it to package.json. Mobx React will actually let us use an observer to observe for changed data in the store that we will create. You can fast forward right here too. It might take like a couple of seconds. And there we go. Now we got a new React project with Mobx and Mobx React installed. We're gonna just fire it up. So npm start. Now this is gonna open a project in Edge. I'm gonna close that because I'm using Chrome. Let's reload. It's compiling, so it should be visible soon. Yeah, there we go. There we got the default React project, and we're just gonna open up Sublime. Let's see. There we go. So we can start by creating. Oh, we can open up app.js. Change the syntax to Babel first. Also, I'm gonna change the indentation. I'm using tab with 4, not 2. Makes it much easier for you to read. I'm just gonna change the indentation a little bit here, like that. Can remove that. Just keep this. Now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a new store. So create a new file in the source folder of your project. We can name it, let's name it my store.js. And we're gonna import extend observable from Mobx. We're gonna use extend observable in our store, and let's define a new class. We can name it my storage. In the class, we're gonna create a constructor. And in the constructor, we're going to create the extend observable that we just imported. And now in here is basically our store. And we can declare arrays, objects, variables, whatever you like. Let's just create a simple property named my data. We can give it a value of high. And that's it. This is our store right now. Just gonna export the store, so create a new variable, name it my store, and it's gonna be a new an instance of the class we just defined as my storage. And then we just gonna export it, export default, the variable we just set, my store. And that's it. Our Mobx store is ready to be used. So open up app.js, and we're gonna just let's import my store from, it's in the same folder, / my store. Now this is Mobx stores are really simple to use. All you have to do now is just say my store dot the data we want to get from the store, and yeah, we're gonna get my data, my store.my data, and it should display high. Let's open up the browser, see what we got. Yeah, so currently we just created the store, and we actually getting the data from the store in the application app.js file. Super simple to use. Now let's say maybe we want to change the store from the app.js. So we want to change the store. Well, let's say we maybe clicking a button right here. We want to update this value to hello. To do that, we're gonna use the observer that we installed earlier from npm. So let's go ahead and import observer from the mobx.react, and now we can actually just wrap the export of the app in an observer. It's that simple. There you go. Now this app.js is gonna listen automatically to every change that's happening in the store. So let's go ahead and we can create a div here. We can say click me to change data, and we're just gonna give this a simple on click handler. And let's create a function. We can name it update data, whatever you want. Then let's create a function up here, update data. And now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna change the value of this property in the store, my data. So it's gonna say my store dot my data equals hello. So now it's gonna change. Yes, it's gonna change from hi to hello, and app.js is gonna observe the change without any reloads or anything. It's gonna observe the change and display the new value. So let's try it out. So let's click here, and as you can see, it's changing. Let's create a new div, yes, for example, and given an onClick function, say this dot reset data, and click me to reset data, and all we're gonna do is reset the data of the my data. So just create a function, reset data, and then in the reset data, what we're gonna do is change my store.myData to hi again, and that will toggle it back. So click me to change data, hello, click me to reset data. So as you can see now, the app.js file is observing every change that's happening. And just to show you, I can also show you what happens if we remove the observer. Let's try again. As you can see, I'm clicking now, but nothing's happening. And what's actually happening is the store is updated. This data is changed when I'm clicking here. But since the app.js is not told, this file is not told to observe the changes in my store, it's not gonna change anything. It's that simple. So it's given an observer, and it's gonna observe every change you make. And that's it. And for questions like when should I use Mobx, when should I use local storage, it's really simple. Just do what feels most correct for you at the moment for the application you're building. There's nothing like that say you have to do this, you have to do this. Just do what feels most logic and what feels best for you. Because you could, like in this example, of course, you can use the local state of this component instead of this store. But if you had like another component in a completely other place of the application, you wouldn't be able to share the local data from this component with that component. And then it's great to use something like Mobx or Redux or whatever you like. But Mobx is really simple to use. So I hope you learned something about Mobx. Bye bye.